Alrighty guys, we're going to move on with some more solving of equations. This time we're going to look at equations that have variables on both sides. You're going to see that a lot of our steps are very similar to what we've had already. We're going to start off by distributing, which is multiplication. Remember, the number outside the parentheses gets multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. We're going to simplify each side. This is a little bit different because we're going to have to combine like terms on both sides now instead of just one, possibly. Number 3, you want to move the smaller variable. It's always best to move the smaller one because that gives us the best chance of not having to work with negatives later on. So move the smaller variable unless it's already alone by itself on one side of the equation. Then we're going to get into what we're really familiar with, moving the constant. Remember, the constant is the number without the variable, just a number. And we're going to use the inverse operation of add or subtract. And then finally, we're going to get that coefficient equal to 1 by using the inverse operation of multiply or divide. And last but not least, remember we've talked about it every day, we're going to check our answer, use that warranty, that guarantee to make sure we've got everything correct. So let's work out a couple examples together. First, we have the problem right here. 15 minus 2x equals negative 7x. I'm going to go ahead and draw my line down the middle so that way we can see each side of the equation. Just a reminder, pause, rewind, go back, review the video as you need to. Take your time working through getting everything copied down here. So, first step, distribute. Well, we don't have any parentheses, so we're done there. Second step, simplify each side, combine like terms. The 15 and the negative 2x, those are not like terms. Variable, no variable. These are on different sides of the equation, so we don't combine them. Move the smaller variable, unless it's already alone. Well, negative 7 is smaller than negative 2, but it's already by itself on this side of the equation, so we don't want to move it. So let's go ahead and move the other one. The opposite of minus is plus, so we're going to add 2x to both sides. 15. The variables cancel, equals negative 5x. Number 4, move the constant. Well, we don't want to do that because the constant's already by itself and the variable is already by itself. So we're ready to go to step number 5, get the coefficient equal to 1. We use those inverse operations of multiply or divide. Negative 5x means negative 5 times x. The opposite of multiply is divide. Again, folks, make sure that you are paying attention to the sign. We want to divide both sides by negative 5. They will cancel out here. 15 divided by negative 5 is negative 3 equal to x. And remember, the last thing, check. Take this answer, substitute it in. 15 minus 2 times negative 3, and that should equal negative 7 times negative 3. And if you work it out, you will find out that those two are equal to each other. If you type this into your calculator, you'll get positive 21. Over here, you'll also get positive 21. 21 equals 21, so we know we've got the right answer. All right, let's move over to the next example. 6 times the quantity of 4 minus z is equal to 2z. Let's go through our steps. Number 1, distribute. Yes, we need to distribute. This 6 outside is going to get multiplied by everything inside. So we're going to take 6 times 4 to get 24. We're also going to take 6 times negative z to get negative 6z. And that equals positive 2z. Step 2, combine or simplify each side by combining like terms. Well, this left side is already simplified. No variable, variable, not like terms. Again, the variables are on different sides of the equation, so we leave them alone for now. Step number 3, move the smaller variable. Negative 6z is smaller than 2z, so we want to go ahead and move the negative 6 this time. And we will add 6z to both sides. So 24, these cancel, equals 8z. Okay. Alrighty, step number 4, move the constant. Well, the constant is already isolated by itself on this side. The variable is all by itself on this side, just like it was earlier in this previous problem. So step number 4 is done. Step number 5, get the coefficient equal to 1. The inverse of multiplying is divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 8. and 3 equals z. We have our solution. Now let's check. Okay, we want to go ahead and substitute in 6 times the quantity of 4 minus, and put parentheses around it even though it's in there as a positive, and that's going to equal 2 times 3. And once you simplify each side, yeah, you're going to find out that 6 equals 6. That's true. If you simplify this side on the calculator, you get 6. You put this in your calculator, you get 6. You get the same thing on both sides of the equation, so we know we're good. All right, let's go ahead and move over to the next example. This one's going to get a little trickier because we do have quite a bit going on each side here. Step number 1 says to distribute. Well, on the left side, we're going to distribute the negative 2. So that's negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. You can go ahead and work all the way across because each side of the equation is kind of like its own beast. So work with each part individually, do one side, and then do the same thing on the other side. Notice we keep our equal sign as we go down, so I'm keeping the two sides separate. Here I'm going to distribute the 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times negative 0.5 is going to be negative 3. So we have negative 3x. So negative 2x plus 10 equals 12 minus 3x. Step number 2, simplify each side, combine any like terms. Well, variable, no variable, so these aren't alike. No variable, variable, so these aren't alike. Remember, they're on different sides of the equation. They're on different sides, so we can't combine them just yet. That's why we move things around back and forth. Step number 3, move the smaller variable. Okay, you always want to move variables first. So here I have a negative 2x. Here I have a negative 3x. Negative 3x is smaller. The opposite of that would be add 3x. So I will add 3x to both sides. Negative 2x plus 3x is positive 1x. We didn't do anything with the plus 10, so we just bring it right down. We didn't do anything with the 12, so we just bring it down. And the x's right there are canceled. Step number 4, move the constant. Okay, use our inverse operation of add or subtract. Well, if we're trying to get x by itself, move the constant. The opposite of plus is minus, so we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. And looks like x equals 2. Hey, we got the variable all by itself. X equals 2. So there is the coefficient's already 1, so we don't need to do step 5. So let's do our check. Substitute in negative 2 times the quantity of 2 minus 5 equals 6 times the quantity of 2 minus 0.5 times x. And if you substitute it into your calculator, it is going to work out. All right, guys, we've done a few of them together here. What I would like you to do is try one on your own, just one. Try it on your own. 5 times the quantity of w minus 2 equals negative 2 times the quantity of 1.5w plus 5. Try that one on your own. We'll talk about it next day in class. Good luck, guys.